Yo, what's going on, guys? I do it if you guys watching. Welcome back to another video. Now, this intro is being recorded currently, but the video as well as all other videos I will be posting for the next week or two will be pre-recorded just due to me becoming sick. So all the videos you will see and like this video will be pre-recorded. But yeah, without further ado, roll the intro.
Slick talker since a jet. Wintertime, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school. Winter one hell of a kid. I am smoking gas, jogging mid. I'm lit. What you doing? I done did. I swear. Slick talker since a jet. Finesse. I know that this what they want. Facts. Run up some money, I'm gone.
So where we start this story off is the quirk doctor. Now, Inko's quirk is not going to be like it is. Her quirk is going to be moving her body parts really fast, but she can't move them all collectively together. And Hisashi's quirk, if we're going to go with that theory, Hisashi's quirk is going to be collateral light, or the ability to expose light to any object. So Deku, of course, getting a mix between them quirks will come out with something like the Flash's quirk, or the Flash's superpower that allows him to move or travel really, really fast. So Deku wakes up his mom and asks him if they could go to a quirk doctor, which Hisashi is working overseas at this time. So yeah, but she takes him to the quirk doctor and they get their quirk. He gets his quirk annihilated, or he gets his quirk told about. So the doctor tells Deku that he has a very powerful quirk, and that his quirk is a speed quirk called Flash, which will earn him the hero name, the Flash. So Deku is kind of happy about this, seeing as he wants to become like his favorite hero, known as All Might, and he thinks with this quirk that he could become a #1 hero, or the #1 hero, just like his idol, All Might. So Deku is happy, and Inko ends up taking Deku out of there to to back home, because this is a Saturday, keep in mind. So Deku doesn't have school. He doesn't have preschool. So this is Saturday when he gets his quirk analysis. So I'm gonna time skip a long time, about 15 years. That would be 11 years in the future. And Bakugo and Deku are not friends like most people would make them when Deku gets a strong quirk. They will not be friends, but they will have a mutual respect for each other, just due to them both having powerful quirks. So they will respect each other, but they are not friends at all. So the teacher walks in and asks everybody what they want to do for their jobs, what they want to do with their future. But before anyone can respond, he throws all the papers in the air and says that he knows that everyone wants to become a hero, as everybody shows off flashing their quirks. Which Bakugo does give his little speech as he gave in the original, but Deku doesn't really pay any mind to it. And the teacher says that today's class is dismissed, and that it's the end of the school here, as everyone is happy, and they all end up leaving the class. Now, Deku has had a little bit of time to train with his quirk, so he does know a lot about it. He is fast enough to run on water now. Not quite fast enough to run up buildings, but he will learn that at some point. And he is fast enough to create a mini, like a small tornado. So that's how fast he is. And he does have the supersonic punch, as Flash did in the show. Though I didn't finish the show, I know a lot about it. And Flash's powers. And Izuku's suit will kind of be modeled after Flash's. So yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way. But anyway, those are his like basis of his quirk. So the here go the Sludgeville incident, I guess, of some sort. So Deku ends up getting a text from his mother that says he has to go to the store and get some milk because they're running out of it. As Deku isn't really fazed by this and ends up taking a different routing because he needs to go to the store. During this routing, he comes across a sludge villain, not a sludge villain, but he hears a rumbling in the pipes as he continues to check the pipes and sees a giant monster of sludge, which he is kind of weirded out about. So he sees the sludge immediately charge through him, saying that he needs a hose. As he charges at Deku, and Deku immediately moves as fast away as he can from the sludge villain, which is really fast, so he instantly dodges the sludge villain's attack. As he charges up his hand with, he charged up his feet and ran as far as he could away, and then came back with his fist cocked back and hit the sludge villain, causing it to explode using his supersonic punch. As at that moment, all the slime exploded and All Might appeared, saying, "I am here." As he sees the sludge villain as well as Deku's hand cocked back in attacking position, as he can clearly tell that Deku took down this villain. As he asks, "Hello, young boy," or young man of some sort. I'll call him a young boy for now. "What is your quirk? Did you do this?" As Deku, he is still somewhat of a fanboy, but it's not hardcore of a fanboy. But yeah, Deku says yes, and All Might asks him what's his quirk. And Izuku says that his quirk is Flash. It allows him to move really, really fast. Or, to have general speed. It's more like a, speed quirk. As All Might is impressed and says that he needs to take this villain, to, the police office or the jail, and says that Deku will one day become a strong hero. And he asks Deku he asks Deku what he want to do, as Deku says that he wants to go to UA to become a hero. And All Might, thinking that this dude could be a very successful or very good user of One For All, is thinking if maybe he should give it to him. Which I would leave that up for y'all. I might put a poll up for a while. So yeah. You know what? I might give him One For All. Next part. Wait. Yeah. No. I'll give him One For All. I'll give him One For All. So Deku. There's no one else I can really give it to. If I gave One For All to Mirio, he would just die. I did explain that in one of my other videos. I might record a video saying who will be the perfect user of One For All. But yeah. But anyway, Deku will get One For All, as All Might says that he'll catch Deku another time, maybe in the future, as in the original, he will drop the bottle because All Might is somewhat of a idiot at sometimes, so he will drop the bottle just like in the original. So Deku has the milk and is going towards home as he hears a giant explosion. As in this giant explosion, he goes towards the giant explosion, sees a bunch of fire as well as a bunch of bro heroes trying to hold back the fire, as well as trying to help Bakugo, which Bakugo is getting enveloped by the sludge villain. And Deku at this point thinking that what happened that can make All Might drop the sludge villain or lose the sludge villain of some sort, So he is confused. Oh my god, I was playing a game and I killed somebody on accident. But anyway, he's confused on what could have made All Might lose, well, the sludge villain. But anyway, he knows that he has to help an innocent person, as well as that he has to help a fellow classmate. So Deku immediately charges at as much speed as he can into himself and rushes towards Bakugo and tries to punch the sludge villain, with the sludge villain blocking and Deku flipping forward as he caught himself and immediately started running circles around the sludge villain, creating somewhat of a wind wave or something like that. And in the end of that wind wave immediately became a tornado, as this tornado ended up hitting the sludge villain and also endangering Bakugo. But due to the sludge villain's confusion, as well as the situation he was in, he was not paying attention and ended up losing track of Bakugo, because Deku charged in and picked Bakugo up and brought him to a safe area, which Bakugo did appreciate, but he's still going to give the same thing he did in the original, saying that he didn't need Deku's help, which Deku really doesn't mind. So, and then, Deku ends up saving Bakugo, and All Might, Deku has to run as fast as he can, which will hurt, would not hurt, but would help due to his quirk, away from the news reporters, and other heroes trying to scold him, as he runs into an alleyway and sees All Might as well, as Deku says, "Oh, it's you, All Might," as he immediately turns into his non-buff form, and Deku jumps up of some sort and says that he is an imposter, just like in the original. So All Might ends up explaining all about his injuries, as well as other things that that stop him from using his quirk. And he does explain about One for All and All for One. And he asks Deku would he like to become the next user of One for All, which Deku is surprised by, but of course he idolizes All Might, so he says yes. And this does, there goes the 10 months of training. Now, Deku is really fit due to his quirk. It helped him a lot with his training, so he is way stronger than in the original, canon. He is way stronger than he is in canon. So, he ends up, finishing his training, and he is obviously, he's plenty as strong to, hold One for All. And All Might believes that Deku could become the next user of One for All and become, the next #1 hero due to Deku's strength as well as his heart. So he believes that Deku could become the next #1 hero. And, and is ready to give Deku One for All, as he sees Deku cleared out the whole entire beach in less than 10 months. Like, due to his speed quirk, it is way less than 10 months. It's about 7 months. I'm gonna say 7 months, as he is generally confused. But All Might sees that Deku is ready for One for All and tells Deku to eat his hair, as Deku is kind of creeped out by this, and he is like, "What do you mean?" As he says, "Eat my hair. It's the only way I can transfer One for All." As Deku is kind of creeped out, but ends up doing it in the end anyway. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that I'm going to try to get back into my older style of videos, where I used to record for 30 minutes to an hour and used to post those, because that's how I got most of my subscribers. And I do want the OG fans to have something of what I used to do. So I will try to make my videos way longer, or longer like they used to be back in the day for the OG fans. honestly, just comment or something if you're OG fan, because I do want to see, well, more of the people who were subscribing back in the day. But anyway, Deku, well, is doing extra training with All Might just so he can be more of a holder of One For All. And he's getting really good. Like, his strength is between, how do I put this? It's like coming closer to the side of Mario's strength. Coming closer to the side of Mario's strength, or Mario muscle, which Mario muscle is a lot of muscle if you do not know. Well, if you haven't even watched the show, which I do believe many of the people who are watching this What If have watched the show. But All Might is putting in a recommendation for Deku, which Uraraka, I'll just say she didn't get crushed by the freaking Zero Pointer, but Deku is still going to fight the Zero Pointer. So yeah, that's still going to happen. He's still going to fight the Zero Pointer, just in a recommendation exam and not in a normal exam. So Deku ends up getting ready, and all the teachers, well, are kind of surprised. They see All Might put in a recommendation. Well, Nesu sees All Might put in a recommendation, and this is at the teacher's lounge. And he asks All Might he asks All Might why he put a recommendation at this kid. And he says that this kid will be the next successor for One For All, and he believes will become the next #1 hero. As Nezu is kind of shocked, seeing as he hasn't seen All Might with this much faith in someone before. So he is kind of shocked, but I'm gonna pause the recording for a bit. But anyway, this is where Deku arrives at UA. Now, he sees, well, a couple of other students. He doesn't see too many, though. Only people he, sees are, or sees that stand out are some people that over the speaker or hear people over talking are known as Shoto Todoroki, Momo Yaoyorozu, and a couple of others that he doesn't really recognize those names, but he does recognize the Todoroki family due to them being, the #2 heroes, family. And he does recognize the Yaoyorozu's business, which I believe I do have a ship for this. Do I? I don't know. Maybe I do. You guys don't know, because it's a secret. But anyway, yes, I do have a ship for this. I'm not letting y'all decide it. I already have a ship. I let y'all decide a lot of stuff, and y'all honestly destroy the freaking votes. Like, it's not even a fair vote anymore. If you go on most of my polls, like, it's only one person getting voted for most of the time. Like, it's either Tamari or Fu. Like, every time I do a Naruto What If, I'm not letting y'all decide anything. Not honestly, bruh. But anyway, I know who this ship is going to be. It's not going to be anyone from Class 1A. Sorry for all you Class 1A fans. I suggest that's a majority of people. Never mind. But anyway, Deku is getting ready for entrance exams, which he does do good on the test since he has his original smarts from the original anime, which Deku is really smart, which only people who don't watch the show wouldn't know that, because Deku is actually a smart person and is really smart on hero quirks as well as a bunch of other things they need to learn in UA. So Deku does do really good on the test. If Momo gets about 95 or Shoto gets about 95, Deku will probably get about 90 of some sort. So Deku is a really smart person. But anyway, he ends up getting ready for the entrance exams. Now that he sees, they're explaining the battle part of the exams now. He's already did the test part, which was the boring part in his opinion, but he's ready to fight some robots as they go to test ground 1A or test ground A. As they get there, and President Mike announces 3, 2, 1, and they all count down and run. Now Deku's just running around the whole city, causing somewhat of a wind blowing, as well as punching a lot of robots with a bunch of speed behind your punch, which does enhance your punch's power. if it has a lot of speed behind it. So yeah, he has a lot of speed and a lot of power in his punches, just going through robots nonstop. As he sees a giant zero-pointer robot, which a bunch of people are running from, except for Shoto Todoroki, which Shoto Todoroki tries to freeze it, and the robot just ends up breaking it off, which kind of shocks the boy. As a bunch of people are running away from it, and Shoto is just trying to avoid it, as well as a bunch of other people trying to avoid it, since they think that they're better than everyone else, that they don't need to run from it. As Izuku runs at the robot and tries to run up the robot, as he eventually falls and catches himself and runs up the robot's arm, since he knows that at this point he is not fast enough to run up a robot or run up anything directly, and that he needs more time to train his speed as well as many other things. So Deku ends up running up the running up the robot's arm and punching the robot with like one of his strongest punches yet, his strongest supersonic punch, which is enhanced with some One For All, about 5% of One For All, which does almost shatter his arm but doesn't, and literally breaks the robot into pieces. As all the teachers or all the people who are watching are generally shocked, and the exam ends right about there, and President Mike tells them that the exam ends, and everybody eventually heads home. Deku heads home and sees his mother, which he says hey to her, and she says hey back, and she asks him, do he think he did good in the entrance exam, which Deku says that he thinks he did fine, and that he thought he could do better, but it's fine, and everything is in the past. And speaking of the past, Deku is thinking about something that he wants to do with his speed, though he don't know if he's fast enough to do it. Deku ends up, getting getting a letter in the mail about a week or two later, about 2 weeks later, on a Sunday, as Miss Midoriya, or I forgot her name, so I'm just gonna call her Miss Midoriya because I just had a brain fart and forgot her name. But anyway, she comes running to Deku's room saying that he got a letter in the mail from UA, which kinda he's happy about. Oh God, just killed that dude easily. He says that she says that he got a letter in the mail from UA, which ends up shocking him. Well, not shocking him, but he opens it and he sees All Might, just like in the original. He sees All Might, and All Might says that he got the first score in the entrance exam, and that school will begin tomorrow since it is a Sunday. And Deku's happy about this and tells his mother the news. As they get ready to go, he gets ready and gets to go nice rest for the first day of high school, or first day of UA. Deku wakes up and immediately smells his mom's cooking, as she tells him to get up, which he is already up, but she at this point thinks he's asleep. And sorry, I think I'm getting sick. I'm not sure though. I might be getting sick. I'm not sure, but I think I'm getting sick. I'm not sure though. But Deku ends up getting ready for school and heads off for school, says bye to his mother, and heads off. As soon as he gets into the classroom, he sees blue-haired boy yelling at Bakugo, which he is familiar with Bakugo. And he also, I'm gonna say, there were a couple people who were near the robot and were about to get crushed. So Deku did technically save them of some sort because he stopped the zero-pointer robot. So yeah, he did get rescue points for that. And Ida runs up to Deku and says that he is a superior being due to him, knowing about the rescue points. As Deku says that he didn't know about the rescue points, and that he was just saving people. As Ida says that's even better, and that he has the true heart of a hero. As Deku looks around in class and sees a bunch of people who he didn't really recognize, but he did recognize 2 of them from the well-recommended exams. And Ida does acts, Ida's loud at this point. Ida can, like, he is loud. Ida acts his, because there was news about the point scoring, so they do know Izuku got a lot of points and that he did have rescue points. So that's how Ida knew about the rescue points, even though he wasn't in the recommended thing. And I'm not making him in the recommended because I'm gonna say he wanted to train harder to show his brother that he could do good, so he didn't go to the recommended exam. But anyway, he does end up asking Deku where he was since he wasn't in the original exam, and Deku says that he was in the practice exam. Well, not the practice exam, the recommended exam from All Might, because All Might recommended him to the recommendation exam. Sorry, someone walked in. But he was in the recommendation exam, which most of the people in the class believe that Deku is, well, some sort of a high-class family due to him being in the recommended exams when he's mostly like the middle class. As Aizawa comes in and tells him, like he did in the original, that they need to get the gym stuff on and to line up outside. And Araka does say the same thing as she did in canon, but those are minor details that we don't really care about. You're not here for that. You're here for the story. Which Deku has been trying something with his Speed Force, trying to use, well, the electricity from his Speed Force to increase, well, his strength as well as other things. So he is trying that as a new idea. As they all go outside and Aizawa throws the ball to Deku and says that he got the highest score in the entrance exam and tell him to throw the ball using his quirk. As Izuku throws the ball, and he sort of ran into in a tornado position, somewhat like he did with the Sludge villain. He ran around in, well, some sort of a tornado and ended up increasing the power with his throw and throwing it so far. Now, in the original, I believe Bakugo got 1,700 meters. So I'm gonna make Deku get about 3,100 meters, which is far superior to Bakugo. Deku ends up, well, getting shocking 3,100 meters, as everyone thinks this is fun. And Aizawa amps up the difficulty, saying that whoever comes in last place will be expelled. As everything goes per usual, and Izuku doesn't he will win at stuff like the ball throw and the speed tests. Grip strength he isn't that good at, because I mean his quirk is based around speed. So he will come in first, but he didn't come in first on all the challenges like Grim Strafe or stuff like that. Because his quirk isn't based on that. So he does end up getting a whopping first place. As they say that's it for this day, and everything continues. Now, next class will be All Might's class, and everybody does know who recommend. Well, I don't want to do that yet. But anyway, All Might says he is here, and everybody's kind of shocked and stuff. Which Izuku has spent literally 10 months with the guy, so he isn't really that shocked. But he's still surprised that All Might is a teacher. He thought he was just announcing the winner of, well, not the winner, but the results of the UA entrance exam, as he tells them to all get ready for the hero test, which they all go outside with their hero costumes, which Deku's hero costume is, how do I put this, exactly like the Flash, except where the red is, there's half black and half green, and then the rest of it is just red. pure red, like half black and half green, then the rest of it is pure red, because he has to look sick in order for him to be the Flash. So Deku comes out with his hero costume, and they do say who they'll be going against. They say that Class 1B will be joining them for this, since, well, they want to try to get their classes to collaborate more, because last year their classes didn't really get along too well, so they want to get their classes to collaborate more. So, like I stated, I do know who the ship is. It's going to be one of the ships I used in my old Decoatives for the original fans. Because a lot of people said I did do good with this ship, because this ship is not used a lot. It's like I've never seen a what if that used this ship besides my old one. Now I'm gonna have to remove her religious personality, because I believe they cannot date if they're religious. So I will have to well, take away that religious personality, and his ship will be the Ibra Shiozaki from Class 1B, because that's not one I see a lot. And I do want it to be, well, embraced more, since I do want a lot of Class 1B students to get more, well, a lot of shine, just like the Class 1A students get. Though a lot of Class 1A students don't get shine, like Zero or somebody like that, or the bug guy who doesn't talk, or multiple arm guy. Like, yeah, I don't even know their names. That's how relevant they are. So, yeah, I do want more people to get more shine. So, Class 1B comes, and All Might says that the fights will be hero team. Well, all the other fights happen. But they're doing hero team. No, they're doing villain team versus hero team, which Deku does get paired on the villain team with a girl known as Ibra or Shiozaki, as most people in her grade call her, or most people in her class call her Shiozaki. As they're going against I don't say they go against, I want to make this a hard fight, or no, I want to make this somewhat of a, they go against Momo and Todoroki. Yes, that'll be somewhat of a good fight. They go against Momo and Todoroki, and they are on the villainous team, of course. This is probably going to be the last thing, because next episode I want to get on to the USJ. So Deku ends up, well, oh my god, I just killed my character with rocks. Deku ends up, well, getting paired with Shiozaki, and they naturally want to defend the bomb. So somewhat of defend the bomb, yes. So what she does is she creates somewhat of a Vine Fortress, defending the bomb, and she's going to defend it. As Izuku will be somewhat of, what do I call it? Defend offense. So he will be a defender, but an offensive defender, which made absolutely no sense, but I'm still saying it. And he ends up, well, making it harder for them to come in, so making it harder for them to hear, as well as know their positions about running around the whole entire floor of where they're at. We're running around the bomb, making a bunch of wind and stuff, pushing them back, as Todoroki ends up freezing the entire building, which Deku was running around, and running around does create heat. Friction does create heat. So that ends up, well, helping Deku, I could say. Not really helping Deku, but it could, well, burn the ice. It could burn ice, and it won't really affect the vines of some sort. I don't believe ice would affect the vines. So the Vine Fortress is still around there, as Momo charges in with a spear, and Shiozaki, I'm gonna just call her Ibra. Ibra ends up, well, using one of her vines to grab the spear out of, Momo's hand. So the spear is grabbed out of Momo's hand, and Todoroki does shoot a blast of ice towards Deku, as Deku just runs towards it and punches it, causing it to shatter everywhere, and some of it's getting Momo to push her back, and Shiozaki does use her vibes to strap Momo down to the wall or the floor. So she is immobilized as Izuku charges towards Todoroki, and he does have to dodge a giant pillar of ice over and over again as he's kind of getting tired out, as he channels one for all throughout his body, or tries to channel one for all throughout his body, mixing it with his speed force, causing him to be super fast, and he punches the ground, causing it to shoot up a bunch of rocks to shoot up. He kicks one of the rocks towards Todoroki, which Todoroki does, blocking the wall of ice, but the wall of ice does end up getting shattered by the rock, and the wall of ice ends up pushing Todoroki back a lot. But Izuku runs behind Todoroki as fast as he can and punches him, chops him on the neck, causing him to be knocked out. Which is a kind of firefight. That was a kind of firefight in my opinion. But anyway, they say villain's team wins. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I think I might be getting sick though, maybe. But anyway, I did it if you guys watched it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment your thoughts on the video, also your opinions. And yeah, have a good day, a good night, and goodbye.